Hello and welcome to this review of Castillo Silver Puerto Rican rum. This was introduced in 1914. It's now a Bacardi Limited brand. It's from, like I said, Puerto Rico. This was bottled on the 337th day of 2018. Like Bacardi Limited tends to do, they have a recipe on the back. There's a map of the Caribbean Sea on the front with the island countries like Puerto Rico around it. There's a whole line of Castillo rums. This one, there's the Gold, the Añejo, the Spice, and others. I got this for $6.99 at Discount Depot on US Highway 90 business route westbound in Marrero, Louisiana. Right close to the junction with Louisiana Highway 45. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Never before had it. There's a handful of reviews, video and written on the internet, but it isn't much about this available, and I wish I could tell you more. I cannot. There's the Castillo. It's listed on the Bacardi Limited website as other products, but they give you no information. Just list what they have for Castillo and other rums. So it's clear like the Bacardi. Now I tried the Bacardi already, did a review, it was fantastic. And I've got Skull coming up, Aristocrat, and Caliber. Alright. Now the aroma is very similar to the Bacardi. When you do the Bacardi Gold and the Castillo Gold, they're not similar at all. And the Castillo is very inferior to the Bacardi Gold. But this is a different style, so let's see. Similar alcohol legs, sort of, but more ragged at the top. But the Bacardi had the peaks and valleys, and then you have sort of splayed alcohol legs, almost like a bow-legged. Clears the bell a little. Alright. I heard someone say that it's aged at least a year. I've seen nothing definitive to back up that statement. I know the Bacardi Superior is aged at least a year because it's part of the Rums of Puerto Rico Trade Association, but that's the Bacardi brand. They don't say anything about Castillo being part of the Rums of Puerto Rico. It is a rum of Puerto Rico, but I'm talking about being part of the Trade Association. Pungent in the nose with wood and some spices. They don't have spices added, but it has that in the nose. A peppery spice. And being 80 proof, you get some alcohol burn, but it's very light, pleasant, mild. So far, so good. Looking good, smelling good. Now the taste. Wood, charred oak, mild, lightly charred white oak. Bacardi uses a secret blend of charcoals from various woods. They mellow the rum, or as they call it, filter it through the charcoal. That's Jack Daniels saying mellowing it through the charcoal. Very light molasses. A watery mouthfeel and a fairly quick finish. It doesn't linger. It certainly doesn't linger a long time. It drops off pretty fast. So let's say quick to medium finish, somewhere in there. Mild, mellow, just a little bit of the Castillo twang, that unusual note. Now when you do the Gold, the Castillo Gold, it has very bizarre, I think bizarre and unusual flavors. I was saying olive oil and very musty, pungent. This is not to that, nothing like that. It's a little bit of pungency, a little bit of the mustiness, but it's so subdued relative to the Castillo Gold. And don't you think you'd like to try the Castillo Añejo, the aged version? What would that present? I think for $6.99 a liter, you can't go wrong with this. I'm not detecting that, nice little burn there, I'm not detecting that it's in any way inferior to the Bacardi Superior, but of course that's where the taste challenges are going to have to come into play. Have no real idea what the Skull and the Aristocrat and the Caliber are going to present, but I'm very curious to find out. And then when I do the taste challenges, that'll be even more, it'll heighten the interest level for me at least. Sorry for the refrigerator cycling on. It's going to do that off and on, hopefully for a long time before I have to replace it, right? Okay, so what would I score this? I feel to believe. If I'm remembering correctly, I gave the Bacardi a 93 out of 100, something like that. I think this is a 93. It's you're just getting into the most excellent range. Really, you have to nitpick very carefully to find fault with it. You don't have to be an extremely seasoned rum reviewer to pick up problems with it. I'm not a seasoned rum reviewer. I'm a casual rum reviewer, beer reviewer, wine reviewer. But I think what I'm seeing is a great value. It's got that interesting little sandpaper finish, very fine grained sandpaper finish on the label. Nice texture, unusual texture. Yeah, a most excellent product, and for $6.99 a liter, it's an incredible value. I can't say that for the gold, however. Although I would recommend it. I mean, I bought the gold for the same price, $6.99. The gold is so unusual that you almost can't pass it. You almost can't pass it up, I meant to say, because you'd be missing out on some very exotic qualities. So really, so far, I haven't had a bad rum. I've just had some unusual ones. So thanks for watching this video production, Laissez-les Bon Temps Relais. And y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.